The name's Paul. I'm 45. I work from home. This is my wife Jenna and my daughter Kelly. We recently moved here. Jenna worked at the office, so I got to spend more time with Kelly than she did. One day, I was out taking a walk with Kelly.
Dad, look at all these houses! They're so big!
Yeah, hopefully you'll get to make a lot of new friends here.
Hey!
Then my sister Pam showed up. Pam, what are you doing here?
Oh, I was just in the neighborhood running some errands. Look what I got. Here, Kelly, it's for you. It's pudding.
Thank you so much!
Sure thing. You're so adorable, Kelly.
Thanks, sis. You want to come over later for dinner or something?
I'd love to, but I've got errands to run, so maybe some other time?
Gotcha. Jenna really wants to see you too. So maybe we can have a nice barbecue out in the yard this weekend.
Sounds like fun. Can't wait. Well, I gotta go. See you guys later.
So we said goodbye and continued on with our walk.
Can't wait for the BBQ. It's gonna be so much fun!
We really loved this town. Everyone seemed really nice, and I was really glad that we moved here. But then we ran into this woman at the park, and she was trouble.
Look at them. Hey, you shouldn't point, Blair. Yeah, don't be rude.
There were 3 women there, and their kids were all playing in the park. And this one woman, she was pointing at me and laughing. She had this really expensive-looking handbag, and everything she was wearing was designer. Why is she laughing at me?
Sorry, but it was just too funny. I mean, look at him. What is a grown man doing out in the park on a weekday? It's just so pathetic. He probably doesn't have a job.
She was talking to her friends, but I could hear her every word. Ugh. I was starting to get annoyed.
Hey now, don't be rude. Yeah, he's spending time with his daughter. That's a good thing. Are you guys talking back to me now? My husband is the CEO of the company your husbands work at. Don't forget that. I make one phone call and your husbands will be gone.
Wow, I can't believe there are people like her in real life. I was annoyed, but more than that, I was really surprised. Then a few days later, something happened. I was outside taking a walk by myself.
Oh, look what we got here.
That woman started running up to me, and it was that woman from the park. Ah, it's her again. What was her name? I think it was Blair or something. Then her friends showed up. She started staring at me. Then she said,
What are you wearing? And you look really poor. You must be a burglar.
Excuse me? I really didn't know what to tell her.
Bless, stop it. Wait, he's the guy we saw at the park the other day. Yeah, I remember him. He was really handsome, so... Shut up, you guys!
She told her friends to stop talking. Then she continued,
You stay out of our neighborhood. Don't even think about causing trouble. Most of the residents here, they all work for my husband's company. This place is for the elites. Clearly you don't belong here. You're trying to rob us, aren't you? Well, it's not gonna work. I won't let you get out of here.
Actually, I recently moved here and...
Be quiet! I'm calling the cops right now.
Cops?
Yeah! Hey now, hold on. He hasn't done anything. But I know he's trouble. I can sense it. He's up to no good.
Hold on. What did I do exactly? I've done nothing wrong.
Look at him, he's sweating. He's guilty for sure.
Excuse me? There's just no talking to her.
I don't know if you should call the cops again. Yeah, you've been calling them a lot lately. Be quiet!
A few minutes later, the cops arrived. But as soon as the officers saw Blair, they let out a big sigh and said, "Not her again." Then the cops started asking me a few questions. And when I told them what happened, they started talking to this woman named Blair. Apparently, every time she saw someone like me, she called the cops. The cops didn't know what to do about her.
What are you yelling at me for? He's the one lurking around the neighborhood looking like a homeless person. If he doesn't want to get reported, he should dress better. This is a rich neighborhood, you know.
Well, I wasn't that well dressed. She was right about that. But how is this any of her business? You accused me of being a burglar. You're not going to even apologize to me? You should be ashamed of yourself.
What did you say to me?
She started flipping out. The cops and her friends had to hold her down. Then one of her friends looked at me and said,
I've seen him before. I can't remember where, though.
I didn't have time to stick around, so I just said, "Excuse me," and went back to my house. A few weeks later, it was Parents' Day at my daughter's school. Jenna was working that day, so she couldn't make it, so I went there by myself. Where's her classroom? Ah, this must be it. But then when I opened the door...
Yeah, my child won first prize at the essay contest.
Ugh, Blair. Oh no. Wait, so her kid and my kid are in the same class? That can't be good. I tried to stay out of her sight, but then...
Hey, it's you, the burglar!
What? She started pointing and yelling at me. Everyone turned around and started staring at me. Kelly had no idea what was going on. What the hell's her problem? I tried to say something, but...
Hey, that was just a misunderstanding, remember? Yeah, that's enough, Blair.
It was the two women she was with the other day. Looks like their kids were in the same class as well. People started talking, but they were saying things like, "Not this again!" So, I guess they were used to this. But what about the kids? What if they believe her, and what if my daughter gets picked on because of it? I can't let that happen! I had it up to here with this woman!
It's not my fault he dresses like a homeless person. That's on him, not me. Why are you here on a weekday? Are you unemployed or something?
Huh?
Today is a Monday. Don't you have a job? Look around you. You're the only dad here. Normal people have jobs on Monday.
I looked over at Kelly, and she looked really upset. I can't let her get away with this. I decided to strike back. I took out my phone and started texting. This will show her. She kept going on and on, telling the other parents how pathetic I was. When the teacher arrived, she finally stopped. But then, after class was over...
Hey, you! You disrespected me in front of everyone. Apologize to me.
What was she talking about? If anything, she owes me an apology. I ignored her and started walking away. But she started following me around, talking nonstop. Her friends tried to stop her, but...
Hey, bless, stop it. Yeah, he hasn't done anything wrong.
They tried to calm her down, but it didn't work.
Be quiet!
She yelled at them. But then...
Huh? What are all these people doing here?
There was a crowd outside. Something was going on. I looked over the crowd, and the person I texted earlier was there. Good. Everything's going according to plan. So I went into the crowd.
Hey, wait!
Blair and her friends started following me. But then...
What is this? Whose car is this? This thing looks super expensive.
Blair had no idea what was going on. There was this big, black, luxury sedan parked out front. A driver wearing a suit was standing next to the car. Then when he saw me, he said, "There you are, Mr. President!"
Mr. President?
Blair was really confused. She started looking around her, trying to figure out who she was talking about. It was kind of funny. I said hello to my driver and got in the back seat of the sedan. Then,
What?
Blair started flipping out.
What the hell? I thought you were unemployed.
I never said that. This car was mine, and this was my butler. Sorry to call you at the last minute. I was gonna walk home with Kelly, but she was really confused.
Who are you?
Then,
Daddy!
Kelly came running up to me.
All my friends are talking about you. They're saying how cool you are. And a boy in my class, he said there was no way you were a burglar.
Ah, I see. Sorry about all that.
Huh? Why are you apologizing? You're the best dad ever. I love you. You got nothing to apologize for.
I gave her a big hug and got in the car. Well, I better go. Excuse me, I said to Blair, and got into the back seat to head home. But then,
I remember now. He's a really famous painter. I think you have some of his paintings at your house. What? Yeah, I saw him on TV the other day too. His work is worth a lot of money.
that's right. I was an artist. My wife and I had our own company, which managed and promoted my work. My wife was in charge of sales. That's why she was always working outside. As for me, my job was to stay home and paint. That's why I always wore dirty clothes.
But how? If you're rich, why do you send your child to a public school? He's an imposter. You can't fool me.
Growing up, I attended public school. My wife, on the other hand, went to private school. When it was time for Kelly to start school, we had to talk about this. And my wife, who has never been to public school before, thought it'd be better for her to go to public school because she had trouble fitting into society as a grown-up.
He's lying. This is probably a rental. He's just trying to get back at me. Rental? I don't know about that. Whatever, I'm not done talking to you. Get out of the car now!
She tried to open the door, but my butler stopped her before she could do anything.
Ah!
He scared her good. She fell on her bottom. Then the butler got in the car and drove off. But then that night, Blair and her husband came over to our house to apologize.
I had no idea my husband's company did business with your sisters. I'm truly sorry.
So as it turns out, Pam's company was one of their biggest clients. What are the odds, right? When I ran into her the other day, she was actually in town for a meeting with her husband. She also told him that I recently moved into town, and he was a big fan of my work, so he was really excited. They said they had a few of my paintings at their house. I guess her husband likes my paintings. Blair, who still thought I was an imposter, told her husband about what happened, and I guess he started connecting the dots. So he came over and made her apologize to me. Oh, and her son? He apparently had a crush on Kelly, and he was very upset with her too. The boy who defended her? It was her son. I smiled at Blair's husband and accepted his apology. I hear you're a fan of my work. I'm honored. Please, come on in.
What about me?
Huh? Not you. Then I shut the door on her. She started screaming in anger, but my door was pretty thick, so after I shut the door, we could no longer hear her. Then a few days later, Blair's husband filed for a divorce. He knew she was causing all kinds of trouble around the neighborhood, and he said he's been thinking about it for a while now. And after Parents' Day, he decided it was enough. Needless to say, her husband got custody. Her parents were long gone, so she had nowhere to go to. She had no choice but to get a job, but she got fired within a few weeks. She couldn't hold a job. No surprises there. Then she snuck into one of the neighbors' houses and started living in the attic. But she got caught a few weeks later and ended up going to prison. Sucks for her, but oh well. As for me, now that she was gone, peace returned to the neighborhood. Kelly made a lot of new friends and life was good. That weekend, we invited Pam over for a barbecue party.
Here you go, Aunt Pam.
Thank you. Wow, this smells delicious. Hey, Kelly, I heard the boys at school are all over you. Can't say I blame them, though. You're the prettiest girl ever.
What? Is that true?
Yeah, look at her. She's super pretty.
Hey, Kelly, maybe you should introduce me to some of your guy friends.
Oh, stop it. You're being paranoid.
I'm just worried, that's all. But one day, you're gonna get married and leave us and...
Daddy, don't cry. Here, eat this.
Thank you, Kelly.
Oh, you guys.
Thank you for watching. What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more.